just kind of talked about defense, but let's go full on in depth. Paul, who you got winning the Defensive Player of the Year in the 2019 NFL season?
Defensive Player of the Year. I'm gonna say my guy and then say my reasoning for it.
It's usually how it goes in these situations.
So, that's very true. I got Khalil Mack winning Defensive Player of the Year. The reason why, I think Mitch Trubisky isn't a very good quarterback, and that's going to be exposed this year. And I think the Bears' lack of offense, but good enough offense to get them points, is going to be enough for them to get enough wins for Khalil Mack to shine in that defense again. The defense will be the strong point of the team, I think, and he's kind of the leader of that defense. So I think they'll pull out quite a few wins this year, and I think just for that reason, as the leader of that defense, is a absolute animal when he's rushing. I mean, the guy can do pretty much everything.
He's a freak.
So I think that just for that reason, he wins Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, I'm just surprised you picked him, not because he's not unbelievable, but because you had Aaron Donald, dark horse MVP pick.
Well, yeah, and I erased that. It's just I didn't want to do the same guy twice.
Yeah, they're both
they're both good. So that's why I kind of. I'm sorry if I left you with someone that has already been spoken about, but
yeah, they're both a little. I actually didn't, but they're both freaky. But my pick is almost a dark horse, but he shouldn't be because he already has a Super Bowl MVP under his name. But I went with Von Miller.
I like it.
And the reason is their head coach now is the Bears defensive coordinator from last season, whose name is escaping me right now for some reason. Why can't I think of his name?
Bears Broncos?
Yeah. This is so embarrassing. It doesn't matter. I'll think of it. But yeah, the reason I'm going with him, with Vaughn, is because I just like the way. Yeah, dude, I gotta look this up. This is embarrassing. Will I remember it before? Vance Joseph just came out from the search engine. Vic Fangio. Okay. I'm sorry, everyone forgot that. That was so embarrassing. Vic Fangio was the defensive coordinator for the 49ers back in the day with the Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman, Aldon Smith, Justin Smith, that defense that went to the Super Bowl with Cap. And he's one of the best in NFL history, frankly, at deploying defensive linemen correctly. And so we saw what he did with Khalil last year. And Khalil is an all-time generational talent. And I think sometimes we forget that so is Von Miller. Even though somehow the guy has a Super Bowl MVP and is underrated. But he said last week, I haven't won a Defensive Player of the Year yet, and maybe I should do that. Or something. It was something to that effect. And it was like, man, imagine being that good. That you're just like, yeah, maybe I should get to do that at some point. But
do you think, I just have a question. Do you think that Bradley Chubb could impact that just because he's been getting through to the quarterback as well with quite a few sacks? He was an animal last year as well, and he just finished his rookie year. So do you think that could impact it at all?
So my theory is the way Fangio runs his defense, the way with how intelligent he is in designing blitzes, and because that's his trademark is his blitz creation and packages. Is he's going to give Von Miller more one-on-one opportunities than Von's ever had in his entire career.
Yeah.
And even if you got Bradley Chubb over there maybe taking a few, the opportunity that Von Miller is going to have in one-on-one situations is just huge. Yeah, it's just not going to be – because, we think about how good Khalil was last year, but the second best player on the Bears defensive line was not a nose tackle, D tackle, and Akeem Hicks.
Yeah.
It wasn't another rush end, obviously. Yeah. And so I think seeing two freaky rush ends like this is going to be scary. The only reason I hold the two reservations, I think, for Vaughn to win it, I think he's going to have to, at least with how good Aaron was last year, I think he might have to set the sack record, which is pretty ridiculous. Then
that'd be tough.
Just to win this award, you have to set the record and be the best ever at doing that. And the other thing is, I'm curious to see if they're going to win enough games.
Yeah.
Because Paul and I were talking before, I don't see the Broncos making the playoffs, but they're also not going to be terrible. They're going to be somewhere. Exactly. They're going to win, I will guarantee, somewhere between 6 and 9 games, like somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Their peak is 9. Everything would have to go right. And then their low end, there's no way they win fewer than 6.
Mm-hmm.
So they're one of the weirdest NFL teams in that, like, you can guarantee
typical Miami Dolphins team.
Yeah, but even with those Dolphins teams, you could see a way they won 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Like how is this Broncos team winning 6 games? They're average everywhere. Like there's no way they're losing 12 games. They're just like, especially with some gambling advice here.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Some gambling advice here. The Broncos cover something like 95% of the time at home in September. Their record at home in September is something like they win like 90% of their games because of the altitude and everyone. Yeah, that's why the Broncos every year start off hot. Like, I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yeah,
it's because the altitude and everyone being in shape. They have just this huge advantage because where their training camp is up high.
That's true.
That's
crazy.
They're absolutely deadly in September when it's still hot up there in Denver. So look for the Broncos. That's another reason they're not going to win fewer than 6 games, is because they're going to win 3 in September like they do every year.
Yeah. That's a good call. I like that. I like that pick.
Who's your dark horse pick?
Dark horse team.
No.
To make
your dark horse defensive player of the year pick.
Oh, my dark horse defensive player of the year pick. I think it's kind of I wouldn't say it's a stretch.
Okay.
But he's pretty young, decent player. I mean, he had a pretty big coming out party last year. So he's really a competent player, secondary, young. I think he might have, I'm not 100% sure if he won Defensive Rookie of the Year last year, but Derwin James.
Okay, yeah. I think
he's my guy.
Did Darius Leonard get it?
I think so.
That doesn't matter. Who cares? It's one of the two.
But I've got Derwin James. I think he's going to have a coming out party this year. I think he's an unbelievable player.
Yeah, he's
my dark horse.
He's an absolute freak.
Yeah. He's an animal.
How he got to the 20s,
what you want.
How he got to the 20s in the NFL draft. I think he went 22, 21, it was 21, 22 to the Chargers.
Yeah, it's a joke.
No sense. Like, he's way too good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a freak. I have no reason to disagree with you on that. That's a good pick. It was funny because you were setting up your guy, and I thought you were going to say my guy.
Who are you going to say?
He's a year older, and
okay.
He plays on the other coast for the New York Jets. Jamal Adams.
I like that.
First of all, shout out Kieran, because that's Kieran's guy. But Jamal Adams, I think the Jets are going to be good this year. I think they're going to win somewhere between 8 and 10 games, somewhere in that range.
I think they're about 8 and 8.
Yeah, I think they're somewhere in the 8 to 10 range, like peak 10, but they're going to be better than people think. And I see Jamal Adams as a big reason for that. The new addition up front with Quinnen Williams to go with Leonard Williams on their defensive line, with the extra pressures, I'm assuming that will happen on the quarterback. You're going to see some more jump ball situations and hopefully some more interceptions for Jamal. And he's the leader of that defense. He's the leader of the team, actually, frankly. And so I think he's going to have an opportunity to have a really good year on a bounce back team. Would it be a bounce back team if they've been down for so long? But yeah, I see Jamal Adams having a big year. It's funny that we both went with young guys in the secondary.
It's a good. What's the line? Great minds think alike. There we go.
Derwin's a good pick. I would not be surprised if Derwin wins a Defensive Player of the Year at some point in his career.
Yeah, neither. And same with Jamal Adams. I mean, they're both monsters on the back end. So.
Derwin's the kind of guy who puts up enough. He's not going to set like for Jamal to win it, he's going to need like 13 picks.
Yeah.
But like Derwin could win it because he'll get like 8 sacks, 40 tackles for loss, and then like he'll get like average numbers. He'll get nice average numbers for a defensive lineman, a linebacker, and a DB.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like that was a freaky season.
Yeah.
You're like, how do you not vote for this guy? He had put up 8 sacks and 8 picks. That's bizarre.
Yeah. He's crazy good.
Yeah, he's a freak. He's way too good to have ended up for the Chargers. Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
It was definitely one of those ones where I think every one of us who our team picked in the 10 to 20 range, we made our pick and we're like, man, I'm excited for the guy we took. But then you're like,
yeah,
man, I kind of wish we had Derwin though. Like you were like
that nice.
Like you were happy with your pick, but you're like, that would have been kind of cool too.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Defensive Player of the Year, Von Miller and Khalil Mack. I guess and Aaron Donald are our top 3 guys.
Yep.
So we don't want to just talk about Aaron Donald all the time. And Khalil is so freaking good. Like you got to talk about him too.
Exactly.
The reality of the situation is, if one of those 3 doesn't win the award, I'm gonna be shocked. There's I don't see a way. It's not one of those 3.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I was thinking Von Miller earlier, and then I thought, he's kind of had his run. But I back everything you say. To be honest with you, and it's a 3-horse race.
The biggest problem with him and why I'd put him like a lock 3rd of the 3. In terms of like if you're guessing who's going to win and power ranking them, I'd lock him in at 3rd is because I'm not sure the Broncos are going to be good enough for him to, even if he puts up 20 sacks, I don't know if people are going to care if the Broncos win 6 games or 7. Yep. You know what I mean? That's the biggest issue with him.
I agree with you.
But yeah, those 3, and then let's talk about Jamal and Derwin because
yeah, they're crazy. Oh, that's it. They're elite players, that's for sure.